Okay everybody, this is Mooney Dashcam. Today we're in Dyker Heights. I'm going to give you a quick rundown and then we'll get right into the story. We're talking about Greg Scarpa today, the Grim Reaper. Dyker Heights, Brooklyn, by the way. Known as the Grim Reaper because he was an infamous hitman for the Colombo crime family. He was their chief enforcer. His story he liked to tell is that he stopped counting his murders at 50 murders. So, crazy guy. We're informed for the FBI for a very long time, pretty much his whole mafia career. I have a whole video on Greg Scarpa and his life. I will link that in the description. Okay, so this night, December 29th, 1992, his son, Joey Scarpa, comes home and says these two Lucchese mobsters, Michael DeRosa and Ronald Moran, M-O-R-A-N, Moran, it's up to you. That guy's nickname was Messy Marvin. The other guy's nickname is Mikey Flattop. Good nicknames. Good nicknames. Alright, this is the Scarpa house right here. This one. I'm going to get out and film for you. This channel's going to get me shot one day, okay? So this right here, Greg Scarpa's house. They have a camera on me, I have a camera on them. It's only fair. Alright, little snippet, back in the truck. Okay, so the son comes home and says that the two mobsters threatened him over a drug deal. A normal father hears drug deal, reprimands the son for dealing drugs. Not Greg Scarpa. He says, all right, let's get in the car. They get in a red Ford Escort, which is kind of funny. I'll put up a picture of a red Ford Escort of that era. Get in that with another guy, Joe Randazzo, and they shoot over to the house. Now, these streets are one-way roads now. I do not know if they were one-way roads back in 1992, but we're going to go the path that we're allowed to go right now. It would have been a shorter path back in the day if we could have went the other way, but here's the path you can go. So, at this time, he's under house arrest for conspiracy to murder Wild Bill Catolo, which I just made a video on. Conspiracy to murder him because Wild Bill had him ambushed. A bunch of vans pulled up and they shot him up. Yeah, this was like, so whatever. So he's on house arrest for this. So he's got an ankle monitor on. He leaves the house at 12:01 a.m. midnight, okay? Keep that in mind. So they're in the red Ford Escort, they're shooting down. Scarpa's in the passenger seat, his son is in the driver's seat, and the guy, Joe Randazzo, is in the back, all right? And they shoot around the block. Now, the address of Greg Scarpa's house is 13th. I have to turn here. The address of Greg Scarpa's house is 1243 82nd Street, and the address that we're going to is 1358 80th Street. They're about 2 blocks away. So, it's a little quick ride over. They are ready, guns in hand and everything, for a total massacre. Like I said, they are ready for war. So they pull up, and there are a few more guys there than they expected. Mikey Flattop is there, and Messy Marvin is there. Now, Messy Marvin is known as a guy who would fly off the handle any second. He would start stabbing people. Mikey Flattop, don't know much about him, but I'm assuming he's a real deal guy because he threatened Scarpa's son, which, you know, that's crazy. So, they pull up. We're gonna pull up soon. So they pull up to the block, and there are guys there waiting. They know there's retaliation coming. So there's way more Lucchese's than they think there are, than they think there's gonna be. Right here, this house with the tree right there, the brick house. Okay, let me pull up here, I'll get out and film a little bit. So this brick house on the right side here is where the shootout took place. They hop out of the car, there's more guys than they expect. They start taking bullets, they fire off a few shots. Joe Randazzo gets shot in the head as Scarpa turns around to tell him to duck. Scarpa gets his eye shot out by Messy Marvin. The bullet went through his nose. Here's the street. The bullet went through his nose into his eye. I'll put a picture up of his eye afterwards. And then we'll hop back in the truck for the rest of the story. Okay, so they hop back in the car, shoot towards home, with Joe Randazzo shot in the head in the back seat, dead, a bullet riddled up Ford Escort, and the son driving. They pull up back to the house. There's a few different ways how the story goes from here on. Some people say that Scarpa walked back to the house, but that wouldn't make much sense. It's a tight one, guys. You never see me fold my mirrors. Some people say that Scarpa walked back to the house, but it doesn't make much sense since his ankle monitor clocked him coming home at 12:10 a.m. So he leaves at 12:01 a.m., does all this, gets back at 12:10 a.m. So he was not gone for long at all. He was gone for 9 minutes. Got into a shootout, lost his eye, got his son's friend killed. Joe Randazzo was 20 years old, killed in the back seat now. Parks the car in the driveway of the house. An anonymous tip, I forgot to mention, he shoots Mikey Flattop in the stomach and the chest while this is happening. I don't know if he died. I can't find that out. If someone could find it out, please leave in the comments. I will pin the comment, as I always do. So, an anonymous tip is called in that Mikey Flattop's been shot, and that there is a wounded or dead Joe Randazzo in the back seat of the Ford Escort in the driveway. And at 12:30 a.m., Scarpa leaves again. They don't know if he drove himself or if he was driven to Mount Sinai Hospital in Manhattan. But not before he takes some scotch, a scotch glass. Rumor has it, he puts a little in his eye socket, sips the rest of the glass, presses a cloth against his eyeball, and heads off to the hospital. Why he goes to Mount Sinai Hospital in Manhattan, 20 miles away, beats me. People still don't know to this day. He passed like a ton of hospitals on the way there. But that's how it went down. 25 shell casings were found all over the lawn of the Lucchese house. 25 caliber and 9mm. The daughter was the one who said he got shot through the nose into his eye. Everybody refused interviews by detectives at the hospital. Scarpa never said how or where or when or why he got shot in the eye when he was at the hospital. And I think that is pretty much everything I have to tell you about Greg Scarpa getting his eye shot out by Messy Marvin. Alright, I will see you guys in the next one.